everybody.
Hey, Kelsey.
Welcome. Hey, y'all. Hey, Sam, it's nice to see you.
Good to see you.
It's been a while. Hey,
Yeah.
Robin, Beth, Krista, hey.
Well,
Everybody, it's a pleasure to see you here. Thank you for joining us. The SEIC chair, Ryan, is here, but he unfortunately is stuck in the car, so he can't easily see our meeting agenda and speak at the same time. So what I'm going to do is put the agenda here in the chat for everybody so that you can pull it up and follow along. Just open the little chat if you know how, and then click on that link there. So how this meeting usually runs is we start, oh, there's Tommy. We start by establishing a quorum. There are 20 voting spaces on the SEIC board. 40% is a quorum, which is 8, and we certainly have more than that tonight. So I'm going to count everybody. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Who is iPad Reset? Does anybody know who that is? Okay, we'll wait on that for the time being. But yes, thank you, everybody. We do have a quorum right now. And so for those of y'all who have joined us for a meeting recently, we go around and we start with a 2-word check-in. The the first word being how you're feeling, and the second one being what you're bringing to today's meeting. So I'm going to start in my top corner, and my corner is Alan.
Good evening, everyone. So how am I feeling and what am I bringing to the meeting today? I am feeling a little overwhelmed, but in a good way. And I am bringing attention to this meeting.
Thank you. Mike, hey, you're up. You're on mute, Mike.
I think I'm causing a problem. Hold on.
Okay.
I have wait a minute.
I think if you kill the reset.
Okay, we're going to come back to Mike in just a moment.
No, I'm here. Wait a minute.
Okay. We'll come back to Mike. Anne, how are you this evening?
Oh, now I'm feeling entertained. Now I'm happy to be here.
Okay.
And I bring just perspective.
Perspective. Thank you. Hey, RJ, you're next in my corner. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I am worn out after being in Idaho for the last 2 weeks, but I bring honesty to the table tonight.
Thanks, RJ. Hey, Jeff Atkins, you're next on my screen.
Engaged and engaging.
Okay.
Engagement. There we go. That's the right word.
Okay, sounds good. Sam, you're up.
I'm feeling nostalgic. A year ago, Hurricane Helene came through Western North Carolina and devastated the area. And a lot of the people that Robin and I trained, like the Hamptons on the French Broad, stepped up and really used their training to great advantage. And, it's another example of how important the ACA Swiftwater Rescue training is. And what am I bringing to the meeting? I'm just a lot of experience and sitting in for Tom.
All right. Well, thank you for being here on his behalf. Thank you.
Sure.
Hey, John Browning, you're next.
Hello. Well, let's see. I'm feeling great, and I'm bringing interest.
Thank you so very much. Oh, there's another person. I'm sorry. Robert, you're up next.
I'm tired, long day, and I bring interest to the goings on.
Thank you. Okay. Rachel, you're next.
Cool. Unfortunately, I'm feeling sad. My pet skunk of 9 years died over the weekend. However, I am bringing listening to the meeting.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here, Rachel. David, you're up next. It's nice to see you.
Hi, thank you. Feeling relaxed, and bringing focus to the meeting.
That sounds lovely.
Last 2 hours. So
Okay. Robin, you're up next.
Thank you. I'm feeling optimistic about a lot of things and bringing perspective.
Lovely. All right. Beth, welcome.
Thank you. I am feeling grateful and happy to see all of you. I know I broke the rule, that's 2. And also, I am bringing curiosity.
Thank you. All right. Elisha, you're up.
I'm feeling tired, but I'm bringing presents. I almost did not make it. I actually just had the first day of an ICW here on the French Broad. Actually, Sam, you mentioned the French Broad. I am literally overlooking the put-in for Section 9 right down there.
Yay. Okay. You probably got the best seat in the house.
And yeah, I'm present. I
Thank
made
you
it.
for making it.
Yay. It was an
Yay.
epic to get
Success.
here. I missed my flight and got here a day late. So
Okay. Well, I'm glad you made it. Hey, Ashley, you're up next. Maybe. Okay.
I am here, and I'm feeling very busy, and I am bringing attention.
All right. Thank you. John McDonald, you're next.
Hey everyone, I'm feeling excited and I'm bringing interest.
Interest. Thank you so very much. Tommy Graham, you're up.
Hey everyone, feeling excited to be here. Cool to see everyone, and also going to be just bringing perspective, I think.
All right. That sounds lovely. Patrick, you're next.
Glad I made it. I started in Boston this morning and now I'm in Alaska, so I've just barely made it out to the airplane. Yeah, I'm bringing positivity to the meeting.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Stacy, welcome.
Hey, welcome. I am bringing focus and joy.
Focus and joy. Lovely combo there. Trey, if you're here, you're next.
Hey y'all. I am feeling busy, juggling a lot of balls, but I bring a lot of enthusiasm.
Thank you. Oh, here's another person. Thank you so much, Trey. Let's see, Krista, you here?
I am. Hi, everyone. I am feeling blessed to be here this evening, and I am bringing an open mind.
Thank you so very much. For y'all who don't know, Krista Lensmeyer is ACA's new Chief Operating Officer. So if you are coming to PaddleFest next month, please meet her because she's the coolest in the world.
That's
okay. Susan, good evening. Wait, Susan's still on mute. That's fine. GW. G, is that you? Maybe, not sure. Okay. While we wait on that, Mike, have you figured out your mute system here?
Yeah, I figured out that using 2 iPads at the same time so I could vote on one and look at the other doesn't work very well.
Okay,
And
we'll get that done for you.
I'm bringing all that's left of me and the hope that I can maintain throughout this entire meeting.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, I'm at it.
Thank you. And hey, Ryan.
Hey, I am feeling grateful that everyone is here, and I'm going to bring brevity because we got a lot to talk about in 2 hours, a lot of motions. So, everyone.
Right. I agree. Last one, Susan, did you figure out your mute situation?
Finally, sorry about that. It's like, wait, where is it? I am happy to be here and hopeful to hear what's all going to happen. I'm excited about it.
Well, thank you for joining us, Susan. So everybody, that concludes that. If anybody else joins, I'm keeping a roster, so we got all that stuff going on. The overview of this meeting and some of the ground rules, as we all know, as we are discussing these motions and other items, please raise your electronic hand. As we have said in previous years, speak from the heart and get to the heart of the matter, meaning state exactly your point or your topic without too much fluff. And then as we go through these motions, there's going to be a 2-minute time limit for each person making a comment, because we have had each of these motions in Slack and open for discussion in the month prior. So hopefully you've taken a moment to look at those things. And so, does anybody have any questions about the overview of the meeting or the rules on how this stuff works? Okay. Again, for all of us, excuse me, everyone who is joining us a little bit late, the meeting agenda is here in the chat. Please pop that open if you are able. At the top of this are some resources that you can consult if you need to: the parliamentary procedures, SEIC operating procedures, the voting spreadsheet, and the SEIC policy manual. Okay, so I see some people are getting into the voting sheet. Great. I'm going to change the permissions on that to edit. Done. Okay, great. So if you have any questions on what those documents mean or how you use them throughout the meeting, please let me know. If you have any questions that you want to record but we don't have time for, stick them in the chat. I am recording the meeting in the chat, and I'll get back to you a little bit later. So the next item in the meeting right now is an SEIC update about the leader pathway rollout from Ryan.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Kelsey. Very excited about how the rollout has gone so far. I'm going to give some approximate numbers, but we have about 80 ITs and ITEs who have participated in trainer orientations to add a leader trainer or leader trainer educator certifications to their list of certifications, and so that's very positive. That all started back in April with 4 sessions that were hosted by Jake, myself, Trey, and Anna, and has gone on. And we've had other ITEs who became LTEs who hosted other sessions that have been bringing up, us to a point that we have over 50% of our existing ITs and ITEs that are now have crossed over in our LTs and LTEs as well. I think while that's exciting, personally, I'm excited by the 40 people that we have that are leader trainer candidates. And I say, why I'm, perhaps more excited about our leader trainer candidates is that, for the most part, these are folks that could have become ITs at some point along the line. They meet all the qualifications, but for one reason or another, they're seeing the value in the new certification for either their market or their clients or who they think they could work with, and so they've decided to go into the LT candidate track. And for those folks, we have a rollout plan that's slightly different than the ITs and ITEs. We've hosted, I believe it's 3 virtual training sessions that they've been able to be a part of, and so we've had a majority of those LTCs who have completed that virtual training, and they're working on the next part of their candidacy as they move along, and hopefully we can continue to roll this out well. And the courses that have gone out so far, although they're few in number, they've gone well from the feedback that we've seen, and we're hoping for a big year next year. Another part of that rollout is for those who have become LTs or LTEs to that point. We have about 10 who have expressed interest in becoming guide trainers or guide trainer educators, and we hope to have that all those people ready for next season. To finish the rollout for guide trainers and guide trainer educators this fall and have some up and running for next year. I would say still one outstanding issue for the SEIC board that we really need to consider is when we officially close the existing trip leader trainings and assessments. There has been several dates that we've thrown out. I think probably the most I've heard in terms of consensus is that we would stop offering those courses, the coastal kayak trip leader courses and the river canoe and kayak day trip leader at the end of next year. So those would no longer exist after December 31st of 2026. So that's something that we need to consider as an SCIC board. But overall, my report on the rollout is that it's it has not gone exactly to plan, but it has gone largely to plan, and we are rolling this thing out. So that's the update on the leader pathway. I want to I'll maybe take about 2 minutes for questions and see if we have any questions on that rollout.
Does anybody have questions for Ryan? You can use your electronic hand or your real hand if you can't find your electronic hand. Thank you, Beth.
Thanks, Beth.
Okay, well, if you think of a question related to this, please pop it into the chat and we'll come back a little bit later. Pardon me. All right, so the next item on our agenda is approval of the previous meeting minutes. Okay, this was from our meeting on June 17th. They are linked in the meeting agenda. They've been on the ACA website for your review, and I'm putting a link to them here. One really great thing about our meeting minutes is that we obviously record them and put a timestamp, alongside the various topics. And so there we go. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to do multiple things at once. Excuse me. We keep these in a video format, so there's not exactly a lot of things that could be left out of the meeting minutes as long as the recording is there. So please take a look at those. They're also on page number 4 of the meeting agenda if you want to scroll down and take a look at what those look like, okay? So what we need to do is everybody, if you haven't yet, pull open the voting spreadsheet. This is column D, as in Delta. This is to approve our past meeting minutes. If you're unable to get to the voting spreadsheet, you can type your vote into the chat, or if you're comfortable saying it out loud, just say your name and say your vote, and I will enter it for you if you're on your phone or in a tough place where you can't do both. Thank you, GSU. And Thea, I see you. Thank you. Sam, I see you as well.
I'm only
Kelsey-
getting, I can't open it.
Okay.
Kelsey, I'm a yes. I can't edit mine. I'll keep playing with it.
Sorry. That's no worries.
okay.
Mike, I got you. No worries. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. All right. Oh, Lance is not here right now, so he's gonna abstain. Is anybody here on behalf of the Universal Paddling Committee? Doesn't look like it. Okay. They're going to abstain.
I'm on the Universal Paddling Committee, but I'm not here on behalf of.
Yeah, because you are a chair appointment, you can't vote on behalf of both. So
yeah, and I wouldn't want to vote for everybody anyway, not knowing what they all prefer.
That's okay. Appreciate you. All right. Well, it looks like Robert and RJ are the only people left. Do y'all have a thumbs up or a thumbs down about this? Thank you, RJ. I see you. Okay. Robert, would you like to vote? Can you hear me?
I did. I voted on the chat.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not see it.
I'm hiding at the bottom.
I see you. I'm sorry. I've just got a lot of stuff going on. All right, y'all. Well, I really do appreciate it. That's a passing vote here, so I really appreciate that. The next motion that we have on the table, this is motion number 1, lower the auxiliary discipline prerequisite from 2 to from level 3. This motion was sponsored by Mike Aronoff and Trey Rouse. Trey is not able to be here tonight, but Mike, if you'd like to give everybody a quick overview, and then we'll get to the voting.
Yeah, the quick overview is it opens up the door for many more people, and it's got enough horsepower behind it to make sense. And if we keep it at the level 3, it'll restrict folks coming in. So we think it makes more sense to push it back to level 2, which is the same as coastal kayak L2 and river kayak L2 and river canoe L2.
Gotcha. Would you step back for one quick second? What is the context of this? What program does this affect?
I can't see what we're looking at. It affects the coastal, I'm sorry, it affects the leader program.
Yeah, just in case anyone hasn't reviewed it.
Where it's requiring an L3, and our proposal is that it be reduced to an L2.
Gotcha. Okay. Does anybody have a question for Mike or not quite understand what the motion is about? John, please go ahead.
Yeah, just to be clear, this is for the secondary
Yes.
Skills award, yeah.
discipline criteria.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Yes.
Great. Anybody else have a question? There's actually 2 pages of people here, y'all. This is so exciting on my Zoom. Okay. All right. None being heard here. Please open up the voting spreadsheet. This is motion number 1, column E. If you cannot open it, feel free to type it in the chat or just tell me.
I'm not finding the voting spreadsheet under chat. It comes up this little tiny thing that I can't open.
Would you like me to email it to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Done. All right, try it there. Anybody in the chat? Thank you, G. I see you over there. All right. Anybody else need help? Okay, see that. Can you resave this? Sure, Anthea. I'd be happy to. Welcome, Anthea, by the way. You're a little bit late, but it's nice to see you. There is the voting spreadsheet in case you need it again. But Anthea, I see your vote. Thank you. All right. Sam, are you there? I see your thumb up. Thank you, Sam. All right. We're looking at just RJ and Robert. RJ, where'd you go? There you are. Or you can put it in the chat, whatever you like, RJ. Or Robert, what would you like? You're on mute, Robert. Sorry, man. Okay, I see you, RJ. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Y'all are getting really good with your reactions and virtual hands. This is really great. All right. Y'all, well, this motion passes as well. Thank you so very much for your thoughts on that. Motion number 2 is a PSF program rebrand and expansion. This motion comes from myself and Robin Hope. Robin, I believe, is here someplace. If he would like to give a quick overview. Robin, you here?
Sure. And I'm having some slow computers. This is to rebrand or the LTE one?
This is the, hold on. This is the LT one as well. The kind of, okay, so pardon me, let me read it to you. This is the motion to rebrand the Paddle Sports Safety Facilitator, PSF, as Smart Start for Safe Paddling and expand those authorized to offer this program to include our paddle sports leader trainers and educators.
Okay, thank you. So, at our last meeting, we talked about the importance of supporting entry-level instruction, and that's been an ongoing theme through the past many years with ACA. Our PSF program is a solid program, but it's a gateway program with few resources, and the people that are presenting it get very little opportunity for training. We'd like to rebrand it, incorporate some of the Smart Start content, and increase the number of people that are able to present it, because every leader trainer and every leader trainer educator should have the ability to give this very basic entry-level information. Kind of the overall goal is that we want to make boating safer, and promote that safer boating is more fun. Kelsey, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I wanted to say thank you to Rachel, who raised a really great question on the Slack discussion. And that is this, the addition of these additional resources does not remove the previous criteria or exam that comes with PSF. It doesn't override any of that. It's just an addition to.
Yeah. And it's, what we're offering is a well-validated course content that meets NASBLA standards. It meets ACA standards. It is very solidly based in actual boating accident data. And it shows that what ACA has been doing for a long time really does not just make paddling more fun, but does make paddling safer.
So anyway, there are two motions back to back here that effectively are the same, but they're separated in case this was confusing for people. Sorry, I have to take notes as I'm talking. Change the name from PSF to Smart Start, and then expand the offerings, leader trainers and educators to offer it. And then the kind of secondary motion is to include the Smart Start for Safe Paddling resource collection as just supporting materials, not to remove any, but to support. So there are two different motions. So if someone is uncomfortable with one or the other, you don't have to approve both. That was the mindset there. So does anyone have any questions? This is a little bit different than what we've done. Stacy, please.
I have not looked at the curriculum for each, but does the leader trainer educator curriculum have the exact same components in it so that they would be able to teach that? So we checked all the boxes, like everything that the safe paddleport training has, the leader trainer educators also have been trained on.
I would say yes. They're presented differently. Like the documents, the curriculum for our instructional program and our leader pathway program don't look exactly alike, so it's challenging. But I will tell you, as someone who has looked at each of those documents more than I care to admit, that yes, the content's in there. But that being said, I don't have a side-by-side comparison. But that's a great question. Yeah. Rachel, do you have a question?
Yeah, just to clarify, since we're keeping both of them, which I love, if we are rebranding PSF to then be called Smart Start for Safe Paddling as that certification, like when I think of Smart Start Safe Paddling, I think about it as that 1 hour program that is just the intro with all of the slides. So how will people differentiate them as the certification piece and just the real quick intro, try it, if you will?
Got you. That's a great question. The Smart Start program, I'm not gonna lie, has not been published in 13, 14 years, but I remember those little slides, the flip books that you're talking about.
Well, and there's a skills assessment on there, or there's a skills course on there that has the 1 hour, that people could use. So if you take PSF and that 1 hour skills course that's on there, just making sure that it makes sense.
Yeah, got you. Well, I guess the options are we can leave the current skills course on there as just a skills course, or we can remove it. Oh, someone else's Patrick Higgins is back. Or that could be renamed, or it can be recycled. Honestly, that's a great question, though. I hadn't actually thought of that. I appreciate that.
So the idea is that the Smart Start for Paddling becomes the PSF because it's more of a certification kind of piece, and then we can rebrand the intro kind of pieces as needed. That's the idea.
But I appreciate that. I will make sure that happens if this motion goes forward. That's a great question. Thank you, Rachel. Does anyone else have a question? Or, excuse me, Robin, you were trying to jump in and say something. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's all right. My connection dropped. So, I think one of the challenges we face is that PSF doesn't really have a course that it teaches. If you're a paddle sport safety facilitator, you're a facilitator, but what do you facilitate? And Smart Start gives that content for them to facilitate. I think that you'd be a Smart Start facilitator if you jump through these hoops, and the course you would deliver is Smart Start. And then anybody who is an instructor would also be able to deliver that content and would be able to use any of the resources that we have. And all leader trainers and leader trainer educators also would be able to deliver that Smart Start facilitator course and get more people delivering the material.
Yes, just as a point of clarification, the PSF the facilitators or Smart Start facilitators, whatever we're calling them, they do not deliver courses.
I
Just
understand. Yeah.
And secondarily, any ACA instructor level 3 or higher can deliver it, or those with the endorsement as well. So it's not any instructor can deliver it, but we'll stay with the same framework through which PSF is currently available in our instructional program.
I think that this highlights one of the challenges with PSF, because what I mean here is that any instructor can deliver the basic content, can deliver the Smart Start type content, can deliver kind of the content in PSF. They can't make you a paddle sport safety facilitator, but they deliver that basic safety content.
Yes, agreed. So that kind of bounces back to Rachel, the question that you asked. The Smart Start, the skills course outline is like a sub-level 1, and all level 1 instructors can deliver level 1 and sub-level 1. That being said, those being titled the same is actively confusing. So we might have to repackage that. John, you've had your hand raised.
Yeah, so the way I understand motion 1 or motion 2 that we're talking about will rename the existing PSF program to Smart Start for safe paddling.
Correct.
Okay, and then the next motion says to expand the PSF program with new supporting materials, but the PSF program as we formerly knew it, which is now the Smart Start program, if this motion passes, if 2 passes.
Yes, so that was somewhat intentional in the fact that, let's say that motion number 2, nobody here was in support of leader trainers and educators offering this, and that did not pass. The rebrand option would be included in motion number 3. Okay. That was the reason. But yes, this is not a do it and then undo it kind of idea. But yeah.
Okay, thank you.
That's your point. Thank you. Robert, how can I help you?
I was just going to add this is a really good opportunity to open up to a market that we're not reaching at this point. Robin did an excellent presentation to the board. I think it was in 2023 that we have a need to address this market. And I think the PSF, if I remember right, last year we had something like 431 certifications, if I got that right, Kelsey.
In that neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah, which needs to be expanded. So the question becomes, how do we reach the general public that we're not reaching at this point? And this program with the NASBA or with the ANSI volunteer standards, et cetera, can do that for us. So go for it.
Thank you, Robert. Yeah, and I agree. I think we have a lot of work to do to reach the public, the more masses, and this is one step in that direction, and we'll make more as we go along. So please excuse me. As it relates to motion number 2, everybody, does anybody have any more questions or comments about that before we take a vote? Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. Let's go to the voting spreadsheet. This is motion number 2 in column F. I do realize that this is confusing, that 2 and 3 were very similar, but we have to finish 2 before we finalize the voting on motion 3. So if anybody, RJ, I saw your thumbs up. Thank you. I just can't look at multiple thumbs up at the same time. Anybody else? Okay. Same, is a clap the same thing as a thumbs up? I don't know. Robert, do you have another question? You're raising your hand, or do you mean to put a thumbs up? I'm not sure. Okay.
I hit the wrong button.
That's totally fine. Okay.
I saw that little hand and it just jumped out at me.
Yeah, but they do that, don't they? All right.
I need to put it down.
No problem. Okay, it looks like, okay. G left
There
us
we
right
go.
now. G is not here. Ryan and Alan and Elisha, that's what I'm waiting on. Anybody? No?
Sorry, I did the first one, not the second one. So.
Oh, no worries. Appreciate you. Okay. All right. Elisha, are you there?
I'm working on it. Sorry, I'm trying to do 10 billion things at once. I'm
That's
getting there.
fine. Good. All right. So aside from G is no longer here. So we're gonna leave his blank. He dropped out. All right. Thank y'all so very much. 36. Okay. All right. We're now moving on to motion number 3. This is column G, and this did go hand in hand with motion number 2. I realize that's kind of confusing. Okay, look at that. Y'all already did it. Look at you go. Okay. Thank you. All right, that concludes the voting on those two. Thank you so very much, y'all. We're moving now to motion number 4, which is the paddle sports leader venue adjustment. And Ryan, if I'm not mistaken, this one came from you.
Yeah. So this motion applies to both the coastal leader and coastal guide certifications, where in the listed conditions, where you need 3 out of 4 conditions, the current is listed explicitly as title current. And so for the coastal leader and coastal guide, and to clarify, this does not apply to advanced coastal leader or advanced coastal guide, but just the coastal leader and coastal guide. The proposal in motion is to strike the word title and just have it be listed as current. We're not changing the speed. We're just eliminating the word title and using the word current, so that, for example, if this certification was offered, certification program was offered in the boundary waters, they could have, on some of the rivers that exist up there, are part of that environment, that they could, run the assessment using that, that current. So it's pretty slow moving current, but it will do in our opinion.
Thank you, Ryan. Does anybody have questions for Ryan or about the implications of this motion? Okay, your silence makes me think that you want to go hang out in the voting spreadsheet more.
Yes.
So, gotcha, Mike. Thank you. Got it. Sam, I see you. Thanks, Sam. RJ, I see you. Thank you. G had to leave to pick up his kids, but he sent me an email with his final votes. So, okay. Y'all, thank you so very much. This motion passes as well. We're moving right along. This is really great. We're on to motion number 5. RJ, I believe that's yours.
Sorry, I was finding the unmute button. This is a motion that was created supporting the documents of Level 2 Essentials of Canoeing skills course that's already that was already approved. This is just adding the Essentials of Canoeing skills assessment and the instructor criteria in a rollout plan Also elevating and upgrading the canoe touring and freestyle canoeing courses, one level of each. The committee has noticed and recognized the fact that this offers an opportunity for level 2 canoe instructors on either side, touring or on the riverside, an opportunity to teach both of these. But either side of the canoeing world can teach this course, and it offers up the chance to support touring canoe and try to elevate and get more folks into the canoe association, with making these changes. Again, we've already got, right now we have 3 level 2 courses. This is getting us back to just having 2 level 2 canoe courses. The canoe committee felt that it was necessary to have a course that was offered that didn't involve Class 1 rapids, but would also allow folks on the touring side to teach it and on the river side to teach it. So it's just the final product of adding the assessment and adding the instructor criteria to what's already on the ACA website.
All right. Does anybody have any questions for RJ? Mike, please go ahead.
RJ, did you say that it's going to replace, you said there's only going to be 2. Right now, we have river canoe, touring canoe, and then this new one would be essentials of canoe. Are you going to do away with touring canoe entirely?
We're going to have just 2. So you're going to have, we're not doing away with touring canoe. Let's not have anybody have reactions over that. What we're doing is we're saying that we're having a 2 level, we're getting back to 2 level 2 canoe courses. So anybody that's a current level 2 canoe, touring canoe instructor can teach this new course. Anybody that's a river level 2 canoe instructor can teach this course. We're not doing away with anything. We're just trying to get it at to where we remove that barrier of having up to a Class 1 rapid. This is just including more folks, trying to meet the general public's need that not everybody needs a Class 1 rapid.
All right. Thanks, RJ. Thanks, Mike. Anybody else have a question? Rachel, please.
Real quick for clarification. So are you essentially doing what SUP has, where there is one level 2 essentials of canoeing that lets everybody come in and then it splits in level 3? Or are you still having 2 instructor criteria for level 2 on the ACA website?
Great question. There will still be 2 level 2 courses, just like there has always been. There's been a level 2 in touring and a level 2 in essentials river canoe. What this is opening up is that either side of the course, whether if you're a touring folk or you're a river folk, you can now teach this new course. We're trying to promote, since there's no touring committee anymore, the canoe committee is trying to revitalize the touring side of things. And we're trying to, right now, if you look on the website, there's 3 level 2 courses. And we don't need 3 level 2 courses. We need 2 level 2 courses, and we're trying to get more folks to teach it. This would also elevate some folks that are level 2 ITs in touring up to level 3. And then the level 3 folks would go to level 4, which we don't have any level, and Kelsey, correct me if I'm wrong, we don't have any level 3 freestyle touring folks in the United States. Is that correct, Kelsey?
No, we don't. And we only have one at all, Sebastian Stetter in Germany, although his expires and he does not plan to renew it. So we're going to run out of ITs for L3 freestyle. The program will die if nothing else comes about.
Thanks, Kelsey. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to promote some folks within by having this new course. So we're trying to keep it alive. To my understanding, and most of my understanding is through Mike, most of the folks went to the folks that were current level 3 folks went to where, Mike, correct me, help me out here, Mike, where did the level 3 guys and ladies go to?
The other International Canoe Federation.
Thank you. I was drawing a blank tonight. Sorry about that. So we're trying to revitalize it. We're also trying to offer a course up that some folks want to be able to get a certification. They don't want to paddle class 1 rapids, but they want to have moving water. And this is, again, we've already got the skills course there. We're just trying to get the instructor criteria, the assessment and instructor criteria approved, and we'll get back to what is just 2 level 2 courses.
Alan, looks like you got a question.
Yeah, thanks. So my question is, provided that this does pass, I'm curious about the aspect of elevating the instructors from one level up to the next. Specifically, do you have a plan for the rollout of any kind of communication to them, or are you going to reach out to those instructors to let them know of the change and that their instruction level has changed? And then 2, and I just don't know one way or the other, but is there a concern of being that the venue might change so that you might have to reassess individual instructors to verify that they can teach in an upgraded venue? And maybe I'm not understanding the full scope of rather the details here, but could you speak to that, please?
So in the rollout plan, it says that we'll have a Zoom meeting to address those concerns and to inform everybody. As far as elevating or upgrading folks, we feel it's necessary because it's a dying community. The level 3 and level 4 folks is a dying community. We've actually asked for Lynn Dominguez to be elevated up to an L2 IT or L3 IT in the touring side of things if this happens. So we're trying to get this to be promoted and give the ACA, the touring side of things, and the ACA at the level 3 environment some ground to grow, because right now, like Kelsey said, it's a dying breed.
Yeah, absolutely. Understand. Okay, thanks.
Before we go to you, Jeff, Sam, were you trying to say something? I might have cut you off.
No.
Oh, okay. My mistake then. Jeff, please.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the canoe tour, the canoe committee making this happen. I think this is desperately well needed. Taught a L2 canoe touring ICW this year, and it was just so complicated and more than the folks needed. So thank you for making this happen and go forward with it. And also, just to verify, so all the like us who are L2 ITs, we will be in canoe touring, we'll be elevated to L3 ITs in canoe touring as well. So like
that's a part of the rollout plan. That's the game plan.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike, would you like to speak? Please go ahead.
Yeah, there are no L3 touring canoe courses, assessments, or instructor criteria as we speak. So taking the folks that are currently L2 and rebranding them as level 3, they're really the same folks teaching the same stuff.
I'm sorry. So there is L3 touring stuff. There's just not a lot of it.
Really, Kelsey? That would be freestyle.
Yeah, there it is. It says it right there. It's on the website. Yeah.
Who teaches that?
Well, not many, because there's only a few. There's 9 L3 freestyle canoe instructors in the world.
So making a statement that all the existing L2s are now L3s, and now they can teach that, is that what's intended?
No, I think it's just, unless I'm wrong, RJ, please, but I think he's just bumping them up a level to essentially make room for this new L2. The things that they teach and the venue in which they teach does not change. They're just a higher level in title.
And you'd have the opportunity, if you wanted to, get with one of those folks and you wanted to do an assessment, you wanted to elevate it, you could do that. I mean, we're open to friendly amendments here. What we're trying to do is get the entry level folks in here, and give them something, because, you know, I'll speak particularly to the Midwest. The Midwest has very few whitewater rivers. It's recreational canoeing with very few class 1 or 2 rapids. So we're trying to do is we're trying to get people into this. We already voted on the skills course. We're trying to get an assessment and an instructor criteria involved in it. You know, so again, we're open to friendly amendments. If somebody wants a friendly amendment, if we got a heartburn about elevating folks, if we don't want to elevate them, that's fine. But we're trying to also promote the ACA. We have, what did you just say, Kelsey, 9 level 3 freestyle folks. I think we need to have an obligation as a canoe committee or as a committee to try to get more folks involved in this.
Go ahead, Mike.
I have a friendly amendment that I'm entirely all for simplifying what is the existing level 2 touring that does still exist and coming on with this new essentials of canoeing. And I'm all for having all instructors that are level 2 in either discipline be able to teach it. And I think if we stop right there and take out all these other complications, we've got the essence of what we need for this. And once we have a level 2 established, then the committee can talk about what do we want level 3 to look like, which we've all thought about being an extended venue heading towards going to the boundary waters.
No.
So forgive me, Mike, I don't understand what your amendment actually is.
My amendment is to drop all this stuff other than that we have all the people that are level 2 be able to teach this course and do away with the shifting from L2s to 3s, basically to simplify it and keep it just at its essence, that we're going to have approve this course. I actually also want to talk about the venue, because the skills course at venue has been doubled in what's been presented here, and I'm going to suggest that that be backed up and not be that.
Okay.
So we've had a discussion about how come the venue has changed, and we'll take a friendly amendment on that. The venue has changed because we're trying to align it with the leadership guide track, because we see a great need that in the touring committee, especially when you talk about boundary waters, that the leadership or guide track could be very beneficial to canoeing in that world of the ACA. So that we're trying to align it with that. That's the reason. I do believe you and I, Mike, had a conversation about that.
It's apples and oranges. One is the instructional side and one is the leader side. And I don't think being an instructor at level 2 is the same as being a trip leader I think you're talking about the coastal leader program.
We're not.
Oh, yeah, you are.
All right, so y'all, let's take a quick second. We've got 3 people that have a comment as well. We've been on this motion for 25 minutes. I just want to make everyone aware of that. Stacy, please go ahead.
I have one quick question I think will clarify it for me. We talk about elevating people. Does elevation mean people are teaching skills they have never taught and they have not been trained to taught? Or is it just mean that these people are getting a number, something, but they are teaching skills that they know how to teach and they have been trained to teach in the past?
So they've been trained to teach it already. They've already been trained to teach it. What we're trying to do is we're trying to open up a venue, a course that either side of the canoe, touring or river, both sides could teach this one course. Is what we're trying to do. The idea behind it is that we're trying to sustain some things in above level 2 that's just not sustainable for the near future. We just don't have enough people to do it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure they have been trained and they know how to teach these skills already. We're just,
because the freestyle at level 3 and touring, the touring side of thing of freestyle, we're moving into L4.
Okay.
We don't have that either.
Okay.
Well, exactly, but there's an opportunity to have it. If we, there is an opportunity out there to have it. Now we have one person that's not wanting to renew. but there's an opportunity to have it. It's already, if you look at it in that perspective, in that comment, it's already dead. But we're trying to promote it. Kelsey, is that fairly factual?
I think that if this elevation is in title only, as Stacy was just asking, I'm not sure how giving them a higher level promotes them or makes any more people join that higher level, but I don't think it hurts them in any way. But I think that the interest in that particular specificity of freestyle canoeing is just, in this day and age, is not terribly popular. But I digress. Ryan, what's your comment?
So I see where I see where Mike's going with his friendly amendment, and I very much support what's being done at level 2 here. Where we're simplifying it and generalizing it and allowing instructors from either side to teach. So I'm very much in support of that. I'm also very much in support of aligning it with the leader track. And I think that you guys are right on in terms of seeing the market and aligning, and therefore aligning it to the leader track. That makes a lot of sense. I think we need to, so I would support the level 2 move. I think we need to maybe talk about what level 3 should look like and further define what level 3 is and how that does fit with the leader track. If as we are talking about the coastal leader and coastal guide programs and the venue requirements for that, we should remember that for both of those programs, you can go in with either a level 2 or level 3 skills assessment, and that meets the prerequisite, but the venue that that course takes place in is more level 3 venue. So I support the friendly amendment, and I want to thank the Canoe Committee for the work that they've done, because this really makes sense at level 2. I think we need to probably look at level 3 and what that is, and be very purposeful and deliberate with that for that to move on. And I think we could probably do that, by the time of the winter meeting and dial it in.
So I guess my question for you, Ryan, is, are you proposing a different friendly amendment than the one that Mike suggested?
No, I think I'm supporting the friendly amendment, if I hear Mike correctly, for level 2, for the instructor certification, and allowing both sides to deliver that course.
Okay. Jeff, what's your comment?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say it bluntly. I don't want to dumb it down and basically hurt the rest of us who've worked our butts off doing this stuff through the years, getting it and basically just getting knocked down and taken away. Because there's a lot of us who really worked hard, who's paddled and done a lot of stuff for the touring things, that it kind of feels kind of crappy to just say, hey, we're gonna let everybody do what you did, but it's pretty much useless for you doing, anything that you've done in the past. So we need to do a level 3 if we're going to do it, and that's fine. I'll back up and be a part of that team that helps come up with that. But don't just neglect everything that we did, because part of the passion that we have for the canoeing is working our way towards these, the higher steps, to higher skills, to paddle in more bigger environments such as boundary waters and doing expeditions, things with canoes. It's not all Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and parks and rec facilities. I know I teach all those folks, but I also teach the other ones too. So I'll take that one kind of personally, just like you do, Mike. So just don't tread on the rest of us either.
Just read the header of what you're proposing versus the header of trip leading. And it kind of explains what they're there for. One is to bring newer people in to paddling canoes. The other is a leadership program on taking people on trips. And we have two sides.
Right.
The leader side and the instructor side.
Thank y'all very much for all of this thoughtful back and forth. So we've been on this one for a good amount of time here. So what I propose is, Mike, do you accept the friendly amendment that was just discussed? Excuse me, RJ, do you accept what Mike said? I'm sorry, I flip-flopped that. RJ, do you accept the friendly amendment that Mike and Ryan supported?
So I am clear, because I'm a bit confused right now, but I live in that world anyway. So I'm clear. We're okay with moving forward with this motion of having folks on either side of it, of touring or river, teaching the new course. But the friendly amendment is that we need to stop right there and then reevaluate the upgrades or elevations into L3 or L4.
Yes, for me that's what it is, and I think what we just need to see is let's see some proper documents for level 3. Like, what is because right now it just seems like we're maybe kicking the level 2 up and writing level 3 across the top of it, and doing a find and replace L2 through L3. So what I would like to see is what is level 3, because I agree with Jeff. I agree with what Jeff's saying, but I just want to make sure level 3, the new level 3, is just dialed in, even if that is moving people up, and we're doing it. If it is a find and replace, great. But I want to see what level 3 is before I would vote yes on level 3.
So RJ, did that answer your question? What is the friendly amendment? Meaning the motion that you submitted with who can teach this new level 2 and the documentation that came along with it still on the table. The moving 2 to 3 and 3 to 4, that might come back in about 2 months in December.
I'll speak for myself. Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
Susan Ed is on this call too. So Susan, if you have a different opinion, this was a big push by you. So if you have a different opinion, please, Susan, give your feedback.
The level 3, the push to level 3 for the touring, the whole committee agreed that what is existing in the level 2 touring is much more difficult than any other level 2 course as it exists just standing right now. And we felt that it was truly level 3 material, and we foresee the level 3 touring as being the stepping stone to training people for Boundary Waters trips. We honestly didn't see a whole lot of need for additional information because that would go up to the freestyle. We really think it should have been a level 3 course all along.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. What I propose we do is that we vote on this motion, number 5, that was just amended and agreed upon 3 minutes ago. And then new committee, thank y'all for your amazing hard work on this. And I just suggest we come back with the revised level 3 and 4 documentation in December and finish this off at that time. Okay. If y'all would, please head over to the voting spreadsheet. This is column number I. Sam, I see your thumb. Thank you.
My vote is going in the wrong place.
Gotcha, Mike. No worries.
Yeah, I voted yes, but it's not. For whatever reason, it's okay. I got yes
Gotcha.
both, but
Gotcha.
I voted. The other person did not vote. I voted, and it should have been both blocks.
That's right. I did it for you.
All right, fine.
And your cursor in, I don't know if y'all find humor in these things when Google is like, this is an anonymous whatever. Mike, you're an anonymous ferret. So there you go. Whatever that means to you, I don't know. All right. Yes. I'm looking for Robert and RJ. Where is Robert? I don't see him in here right this second. RJ, I see your thumb. Thank you. Robert, are you still here? I don't see him right now. Okay, maybe.
I did vote before.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah.
sorry. Oh, you were gone. All I see is the lily
No
pads.
problem.
Okay, that was confusing.
Probably
All right, y'all.
asleep.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate your time and all of that. So that passes, y'all. We are moving on to motion number 6. Mike, if this is about 5, we just voted and closed that one, so we're gonna.
Yeah, but you didn't address the venue. And it's changed. They doubled the venue from what was existing on the ACA's website now. And they changed it from what would be the same as a level 2 touring kayak to what is a level 3 touring kayak.
Okay.
Just
Well,
say,
we're gonna have to
Fine.
revisit that in December.
Fine.
Okay?
Fine. Okay.
I know. Okay. Everybody, motion number 6 on this docket. This is from you, Anthea. This is from Surf Kayak Committee.
Hi. It's really just bookkeeping and kind of creating parallelism between our skills courses and our assessment courses, so we can generate stuff in our CMS. But we would appreciate your support with that. We need these assessment classes in order to be able to actually, for the first time in our discipline, have assessment courses and also related documents in the CMS. It's important because we're training a lot of instructors. I personally trained 6 very recently in Ventura, and there are more coming this week in Washington State and later next month in Savannah. So we really need to have this aligned so people who are training to be instructors know what they're assessing their students on. So please help us out. It's been perused multiple times, made very parallel, and if anyone has any questions about the actual discipline, I'm glad to address those as well.
Thank you, Anthea. In case y'all didn't know, Surf Kayak in the past never had skills assessments, so they had to start from the ground up. But of course, their skills courses and instructor criteria at these levels have been around for a while. So thank you for anybody who was looking in Slack. The original documents that were uploaded got kind of funky, so those have been re-uploaded and those match the same format as all the other documents as well. So those are ready for you. Does anybody have any questions for Anthea? Please excuse me. Okay. That being said, let's take a quick vote. If everyone will please go over to motion number 6. This is column J in the voting spreadsheet. Anybody need help with their votes? Robert, I see you. Thank you. RJ, Robert. Okay, cool. Got it. Okay. Sam, would you like to vote? Oh, I see your vote. Sorry about that. Got you, Sam. All right, y'all. Oh my gosh. Pardon me. Thank you, everybody. That motion passes as well. Congratulations, Surf Kayak. We are moving on to our last motion of the night, everybody, which is motion number 7. And this is from the River Kayak Committee, the Skills Assessment and Guide document. Anne or Trey, would you like to address that one?
Team, I can start, and then Trey, I'll let you roll in there. No pun intended. We're back, and again, we wanted to get their skills assessment guide to replace all the individual documents to all the legacy documents, and we're just trying to address some of the I can't say the word, the differences in the documents, and just to help support people in skills assessments because they're going to be really relevant, and they always have been, but they're becoming more relevant. So, and then Trey, you can layer some more information in if you'd like.
Yeah, the River Kayaking Committee worked really hard to create the skills assessment and guide document, kind of like Coastal created. We went a little bit of a different route where we created a grid system that outlines each individual skill in the skills assessments that already existed on the ACA website. But then it breaks them down level 2, 3, 4, and 5, what the assessor should be looking for to assess the candidate at that skill level. And so the skills assessment and guide contains all of the information that is on the legacy documents. And like Ann said, it remedies some incongruencies that did exist from document to document. And so our desire is just to simply archive those old documents and just have the skills assessment and guide document on the website as the master doc so that there's no confusion. So if I'm a new instructor, or if I've never done an assessment before and I've got somebody that wants to do a leader path, I pull up the ACA website and I just see skills assessment and guide and I say, boom, there's my document. As opposed to seeing skills assessment and guide and then also seeing level 2 assessment, level 3 assessment, level 4 assessment, level 5 assessment. We're just trying to remedy some confusion when people are going to do these assessments, because like Ann said, we know that they're going to become more relevant in the leadership path, the guide path, and then also in instructor courses. Questions?
Yeah,
Yes,
Mike,
Mike.
go ahead.
Me?
Yes, sir.
My questions are, I wrote this up, but there was no comment on it. I put it in Slack. I like everything about it. It's just I don't see why you have left out teaching anything to do with unpinning in the L2 and L3 instructor certification workshop. It's there in L4, but boats pin in all kinds of rapids, and I just wonder. I personally have always included it, and I see that it's missing in the outline that you sent.
That's probably just because we were working off of the existing documents, and so I'm not opposed to adding it. I think it's probably best practice to teach all sorts of rescue techniques and all sorts of river conditions. But yeah, I'd have to peruse the document a little bit to see where you're talking about. I'll go ahead and pull it up.
It's where it's listed, Trey. It's where there's all the listings broken down as to which one's which. And when it gets down, I just think we ought to have something about unpinned craft, which is in the outlines. It may not be specific. And I'm not asking to talk about, let's do 3-to-1s. I'm just talking about dealing with unpinned craft or some other pretty generic jargon.
Sure, just like strong arms and vectors, right?
Whatever, boss. Just don't leave it out entirely because it's there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm scrolling down to it now. That being said, this motion is not about the content of the skills assessment and guide. It's about removing the old legacy documents and letting this stand up. Now, that being said, I'm happy to take that under advisement. Me and Ann can take it to the committee, fix it, bring it back.
The only thing I'd say too is if it was in the skills assessment itself, it should have appeared in the rubric. So as long as we're talking about skills assessments, this is not, instructor criteria.
Okay, it should be the skill. Okay. If you have a reason for leaving it out, that you just tell me what it is and I'll go, okay, I'm going to continue to teach how to unpin a boat in my L2 and L3 courses. And that's fine. It don't have to be a pass fail.
Yeah, you're right. It does list it as not applicable. But we can definitely, revise that. I think that's a good point. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Trey.
Jeff, you had your hand up first. What's your comment?
I was just going to say, if it needs to be a friendly amendment, I make the friendly amendment motion to add that unpinning thing there.
Okie dokie.
Thank you. Okay, Ryan, what's your comment? You're on mute, Ryan, before you start talking.
So by legacy documents, we're speaking of the level 2, 3, 4, and 5 skills assessment document specifically. Is that correct? It's the
Yes,
first
sir.
one. Okay, so we're not talking about instructor certification documents?
No, sir.
Okay, because Mike said something about instructor certification, so I just wanted to make sure that that was clear. How does, did the committee, the second question is, did the committee, I see the usefulness in, not having redundancy, clearing up a lot of discrepancies that might be in multiple documents. Is the committee viewing this document more, the end user? Are we saying, the user of this document is, both instructors who are delivering skills assessment courses and the students that, may be taking skills assessment courses? Is it written for, you know, for both of those sort of users, or are we seeing this as something more for the instructor themselves?
That's a great question. In my mind, and I'm not going to speak for Ann, but in my mind, it is more targeted towards the person performing the assessment. But I do think it's incredibly useful to give to the candidate as well. I also use it for instructor courses. I find it extremely handy to hand out to the instructor candidates that are coming into the course and saying, like, look, you got an assessment done to you, which said that you could perform these things. But for an instructor certification, you have to be able to perform, model, teach, and troubleshoot these things. So I do see some application to candidates, whether they're for assessment candidates or instructor candidates. Ann, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, and I would say that we included all the information on the skills assessments, the legacy documents that the students come in and read as well on the master document or the SAG document as well. So everything that's written, on the legacy document is included in our document for the front end user or the students as well.
Okay.
Stacy, you have your hand up?
Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Stacy, you're on mute.
Dang mute. I do believe, I do believe that I use this document. I think Ann, is that correct? Because I recently took a skills assessment with Ann for a skills award. And I found it super helpful for me because I had gone before I had gotten it from Ann. I just knew I was going to take one and was looking on the website and I'm an instructor trying to find, what was for this, new level that I wanted to take. And I found some documents I wasn't sure about. So having this one document I thought would have been helpful for me for sure as a student and also as an instructor if I ever taught when I teach. So.
All right. Thanks,
Yeah.
Stacy. Alan, your hand's up too. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I just want to chime in. And so I have kind of recently taught a kayak ICW, and I used the existing assessor and trainers guide, which I guess would be very similar to this document, as a sidecar for explaining what my ICs are looking at in the future in terms of what they can teach and kind of what their scope of practice could be. And I found it incredibly helpful. And I really like this document and all the work that you've put into it. I do want to say, and I feel like I might have said this before, and I apologize if I'm repeating myself. I do feel that for a lot of people who are not very versed yet in what is being offered, say a new instructor or someone who's coming in looking to see what course they were going to take, and kind of prepping for a course, I do think that the legacy documents have some value for having kind of an outline kind of appeal. And so I guess for me, I would like a situation where maybe we could have both, where you could have the assessment documents as they currently are and the skills documents as they currently are, so that it comports with the other disciplines, and then have this as an excellent sidecar that really fleshes it out and puts things in perspective and in comparison. So I just want to put that on the table. I don't know if that's a point of discussion, but that's kind of how I see using it. So
yeah, if I could speak to that. So that was a note that was given to us by Kelsey when we brought this motion up, was that the outline for the course needed to be included in the skills assessment guide. So the new document does have all that kind of preamble that all of the individual assessment documents have had in the past. And also we are in the River Kayak Committee creating field documents that will be level specific, that can be taken into the field. So you're not having to, like, as the assessor, don't necessarily have to carry a 14-page document for each candidate. I mean, me personally, I do it on my phone, so I don't mind carrying the full document. It makes it a little bit easier for me to explain to somebody why maybe this skill is level 2 and not level 3, because I can just show it to them side by side. I see a lot of power in that. So I do think that, yeah, if you're just looking on the website, it's just the matrix, right? It's just the rubric. But if this motion goes through, there is a document that still has that rubric, but on the front end of it, it does outline the course and the intro and the essential eligibility criteria, all that stuff. That is not forward facing on the ACA website at this time.
Okay.
Any other questions?
But forgive me for asking, did any amendment aside from what Jeff put forward come out of that discussion there? About adding the unpinning items into the appropriate spot?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to tag that in there.
Sure. Yeah.
Strong arm and vectors in appropriate venues. If that's what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Alicia?
Yeah, just I heard you say in terms of like wanting to streamline these documents, not having the L2, L3, L4, L5 links on the website. But I wanted to mention that rafting's raft guide certification is one document, and there are still 5 links for it on the website. So like,
You want me to get rid of them? Or is that?
I mean, because I think Kelsey, you just explained to me like that's the way it kind of had to be. So I didn't know if like if that like it's all the 5 different links, but it's still just like the one document. So I don't know if ultimately the website end is what you cared about, or I don't know. I just figured I would mention that.
My action in that regard is based on the questions that I get from the public on why they can't find the thing with the exact level they're looking for, because that's what they were told to find.
Understandable. Yeah.
RJ, do you have a question?
Yeah, just going back to the unpinning, and Trey, you were talking about strong arm or progressive vectors. Is that level 2 or is that level 3? I heard level 2 and level 3 mentioned earlier. If it's for level 2, I'm supporting it. If you're moving to level 3, I think you got to go to something more than just strong arm and progressive vectors.
What do you suggest?
Well, if you go to level 3, you're going to have to go to mechanical advantage, in my opinion. That lines up with safety and rescue. So I mean, I'm just curious about that, because you start level 3 kayak, your venue's what?
Class 2.
Yeah. I would suggest you probably need more than a strong arm or a progressive vector there.
So one question that I have clarifying, both Mike and RJ here, so I invite a discussion to this. The assessment guide is primarily targeted at paddlers that want an assessment award, right? So does a class 1 or class 2 paddler need to be able to set up mechanical advantage to get an assessment award at that level?
Go ahead, Mike.
Trey, I leave it to the committee to determine. I'm saying have some sort of training for unpinning appropriate and relevant to the venue. And you can just leave it. You've already got it for level 4. I don't care if it was the same for level 2, 3, and 4. Personally, I don't think we need to get into whether we're going to get into 6-to-1s or munter hitches or any of that. I just think have an appropriate. Just don't complete say it's not applicable, because in my opinion, it is applicable. And leave it simple and leave it up to the committee to determine what you want to put in there.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to speak to RJ's point, because mechanical advantage, I think, is a separate block. And I'm trying to just go over it and see if.
What do you say at level 4 right now?
Well, level 4, it says can perform strong arm and vector pull rescues in class 2, 3 venues.
That's what you got to put the same thing for all of them, and you're good.
Yeah, but RJ makes a really good point that in class 2, a vector pull may not be sufficient, right? And we may need to go to the next thing, right? A 2-to-1.
Right, y'all, let's take a quick. This is out of the scope of what this is about. about what this motion's about. Stacy?
Yeah, so I was gonna say, this is out of scope of what the motion is. I believe this content can be taken back to the River Committee, who is best able to discuss this and know their venues and know where things need to go. And they can come back with if they see that it's appropriate, with a motion for the next December meeting. But this and trying to figure it out now is out of scope for this. Let's just vote on whether the document, whatever it ends up looking like, is going to replace the other documents.
I agree.
Yeah, pardon me, y'all. We can get into this all night long, but yes, the settlement authority of the River Kayak Committee getting to decide exactly what goes in this particular box will be determined in the future. But the friendly amendment, which Jeff started and Trey, you accepted, about adding an item about unpitting, we're still on point with. Okay. Thank you all very much. That was riveting. So everybody, barring any other mic dropping comments right now, let's go to motion 7 in the voting spreadsheet. This is column K. Thanks, Sam. I see you. Thanks, Robert. I see you as well. Anybody else? RJ and Tommy, I'm looking for y'all. RJ, I see you. Thank you. Sorry. Okay. Thank y'all. I really appreciate your time on this. That one passes as well. So congratulations to everybody who submitted a motion or had a very thoughtful comment. Really, really appreciate all that you have done to make all this stuff move forward. You know, these one document at a time is what keeps us relevant and has great stuff for us to offer to the public. So we have one item of new business. And that's all that's on the agenda for the time being. And that is that this winter is when we, the SEIC collectively, will request nominations and elect our voting and affiliate members of our committees, our at-large members, and our international reps. So I don't know about y'all if it's felt like it's been 2 years already, but each of you has been in this term for 2 years-ish, unless you joined the game a little bit late. But I've put in the motion agenda the timeline for these elections. So starting shortly, in a couple of days, we're going to open up nominations for these positions. And then, you know, everyone here is welcome to renominate yourself unless you are a chair who has served 2 terms consecutively for the role you're in now, or a different committee or a different role. And then we'll have democratic elections from all appropriately certified instructors and trainers for those same roles. And then those of the end of November will be announced. And then you'll work with those new people. If there is a big turnover, we'll work with the existing committees now about their current projects and their next steps and their goals, right? And so by next February, we'll have the committees reseated, and the next SEIC meeting upon which those people will sit will happen in March. All of you went through this process at one point in the past to get to where you are, so it shouldn't be too foreign to you. But if anybody has a question about that, I'd love to address that for you. Stacy. Stacy, do you have a question?
No.
Oh, you just had a hand up. That's totally fine. Anybody else have a question? Okay, well, of course, this will all come out in writing to you with the exact steps and how do you do this and how do you do that. And so my hope is that if you are still have the bandwidth and the enthusiasm for working in this group, that you'll continue to nominate yourself and to share that with others, other people that you've, please excuse me, recently worked with that you think would make a great addition. So please keep that in mind. Look out for these emails and ask me any questions along the way. So it's about 8:30 Eastern time.
Hey, Kelsey, sorry to break in. I just have one quick reminder for discipline committees. We do have the instructor trainer candidate evaluation project that is going on. And so, from the last SEIC meeting, we voted to approve those candidate evaluations, and discipline committees are looking at that final section, which is level and discipline specific content. So a question came up, in terms of the scope of what discipline committees are looking at, and just to clarify that, it is that final section, which is for your discipline, which you would be modifying.
Thanks, Ryan. Alicia, do you have a comment?
Yeah, can we get access to that? Because I'm not sure I've seen the document. Like, I know we were talking about, that there was a work session that was working on those, but I'm not sure. You say the final section, and I don't know what you mean by the final section. So is there a current document that the discipline committees can look at? Or that ITEs can look at?
It's what we passed. So
Where
it will
does
be
that
in
document live?
CMS. But we can also distribute, a document if that would be useful, for sure.
Let me see. Yes, so Alicia, if you go into the June SEIC meeting, so CMS SEIC meetings past meeting, you can see the document there. I can send that out, certainly, if that would be easier, but that's where you can find that. Rachel, yeah.
The subcommittee is working on it. We have some stuff I know I shared with coastal kayaking. I'm happy to share what we have with others if they haven't got started yet, as well. But my question is, how do we get it uploaded once we have the final document ready? Are we changing it in CMS? Are we sending it to somebody? What's that process?
I would say send that to me, and I'll make sure that all of them get changed at the same time.
Okay, perfect, cool. And if we had one recommendation that we thought could be good to add to all of it, it revolved essentially around continuation plans and the ITC being able to do continuation plans that we didn't see on there. Is that something that would need to be a SEIC motion I can send to somebody with that thought? Or is that just send it to you, Kelsey, and you can take it from there?
Can you elaborate the ITC not being able to?
On the evaluation, we're just able to change the subcommittee portion, but there was one that I think G came up with in one of our subcommittee meetings that said ITC should be able to facilitate and demonstrate being able to create a continuation plan for their student, because he noticed that has been an issue and we didn't see it on the big overall one. And if we had ideas like that, what's the best way to pass that information on as well?
Yeah, I think you would want to put it in, let's put it in a motion for the fall meeting or the winter meeting.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Cool. Sounds good. Thank you.
John, did you have a question?
No, I was just going to say that what Rachel was talking about fits real nicely is the last item in the, was it the 6th section, I believe. Okay. So
lovely.
Right. We can put it into a motion.
Thank you. Ryan, I was going to, right before you started speaking, I was going to open the floor to you if you had any other old business or other items you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. So that was it. The other thing that we should probably look at, and I don't know that it would be, we don't need to spend a lot of time on it now, but if we have an ITC evaluation, we should probably have an LTC evaluation. So, that I think would be a short project to just look at our ITC evaluation and, see what needs to be modified for LTCs, if anything.
Love that. Okay, cool. Thank you. I've added that onto the minutes. Anne, are you looking for Okay, in the CMS, the left-hand side, SEIC meetings tab, then it breaks out into 3 other options. Choose the bottom one, which is past
Yeah.
SEIC
Which one?
meetings.
Which one is it?
It is June 2025.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, y'all. It's 8:35 Eastern time. There are no other items on our agenda right now. Is there anything else that Ryan or any other member of XCOM that you want to bring up, or anybody else have an urgent question? Okay. I say that we skip the dance moves unless anyone wants to dance by yourself. And John, yes, what's your question?
I move we adjourn.
Okay. Who wants to second John's motion to adjourn?
Second.
Everybody here. Great. Okay. Y'all, thank you for your time and your thoughtful comments. I hope to see some of y'all next month in Charlotte. If not, please shoot me an email and tell me what you're doing that week instead.
Kelsey, thank you for keeping us all on track
Yes,
and keeping
thank
this
you.
all moving forward. So huge shout out to you.
That's so kind of you. Thank you.
Thank
Have
you,
a wonderful
Kelsey.
afternoon or evening wherever you are.